Okay, hey, I'm back. It's the same day. I got on the same outfit, whatever. So, this is going to be my experience the day of surgery. So, let me get a sip real quick. My protein shake. So, going to surgery, boom. I go in pre op, I get my IV. Y'all saw all of that stuff. Once they rolled me off from that room at the end of that first video, they took me to the operating, like back there where the operating rooms are at. I was sitting outside of my operating room, and my room was right here, room 8, and it was a room across the hallway. I think it was 7. My bed is like right here behind the door, so I can look over and see into the other operating room. They was coming in and out. I guess they was just finished. So they had unstrapped, I don't know if it was a man or a lady, I could only see their legs, unstrapped them, their legs from the bed or whatever. So it's people going in and out, and I'm being nosy because y'all know I'm in nursing school, so I want to see what's going on, what they in there doing. So I'm looking and I see the leg, one of their legs come off the bed. Like, I don't know if they was trying to get up or what. And I hear somebody yelling, and I see the girl run over and grab his legs on the bed. And I was like, oh shit. Like, I do not need to see that before I go into this freaking operating room, because that's making me think, I hope I don't wake up during surgery. Like, of course, they gonna give me enough medicine for that. I don't know what kind of procedure that person was having. They might have not even been woken up. I don't know why they leg came off the table, but it kind of freaked me out. So that happened. They roll me into the room, and I see one of the techs in there getting all the devices together. If y'all ever seen, like, you can pull up a video on here on YouTube of a laparoscopic gastric bypass. Is that my phone? It is. It could keep ringing. So you can pull up a video to see the actual utensils that they use. It's like a long metal stick, and it's like this circle thing at the bottom, and that's what they stick in each hole. So the circle is sitting right on top of your skin, and the long sticks, I guess, is what they move inside of you. I don't know. So I saw her setting all those up on the table, setting up like the little gauze things that they soak up the blood with. I just saw her setting up all of that stuff. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is real. Like, I have been inside of surgeries before, not my own, like at the hospital during clinicals. I've seen other people have surgery, and it's so cool to me. But the fact that it was me having surgery, I was like, okay, I'm getting a little bit nervous. So I'm laying on the table. It was like one lady was, I don't know who she said she was. She was my doctor's assistant or something like that. And she was going to be helping him during surgery, blah, 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 and all of that. She was asking me my name, my birthday, what surgery am I having, what's my doctor name, asking me all of that stuff. So then somebody else back here, I didn't even see their face. Like, you know, the operating table is the table. First off, she pushed my gurney up to the side of the operating table and told me to get on the table myself. They didn't even put me on the table. I, like, actually scooted over onto the table. So then they have these things that, like, come out from the table that you supposed to have your arms on like this, like while you lay back. So my IV was on my left arm. So some man behind me told me to put my arm out. Well, first I had to scoot up because I was too far down on the table. I scooted up and I had my arm on there, and he started strapping my arm down. And I was like, I mean, I guess I didn't really get that nervous from that because I done seen people get strapped down before. So I already knew that I was going to be strapped down. So then they started pulling my blanket up off my legs, strapping my legs down or whatever. And then my other arm was still under the cover because it was so cold in there. So he pulled my arm out and he was connecting something to my IV. This is the anesthesiologist. He asked me my name, birthday, all of that stuff again. So I guess he started giving me the medicine and I didn't know. So I'm laying there and I just felt like some of the stuff that was on the ceiling of different lights and stuff that was hanging off, I felt like, because you know they have those really big, like super bright lights that they use during surgery. I felt like I was getting closer to him, and I was like, I kept asking, I said, y'all moving the bed? And he was like, no. And I was like, why are you moving the bed up so high? He was like, oh, it's just the medicine starting to kick in. It's okay, just relax. Soon as he said that, I don't know if it was like my IV pump that was beeping. I don't even think it was that because it sounded like different stuff ringing, but I just felt like it was a super loud dinging or like beeping sound, and it just started getting so loud. I was like, why do y'all have the thing beeping in my ear so loud? What is that? And he was like, Miss Scott, just relax. Your ears are ringing. It's from the medication. After he said that, I don't remember nothing. I was knocked out after that. I guess it was really starting to get in my bloodstream then. That's why my ears was ringing so loud, and I was knocked out. So then, I don't even know. I think my surgery was like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I get to recovery, and all I remember, it was a lady, this white lady. I don't know if she was tapping my arm or rubbing my arm. I don't know what. But my eyes was barely opening, but I could kind of hear her. And she was like, hey, Miss Scott, you're in recovery. You just got out of surgery. I'm so-and-so. I'm going to be your nurse. And I was like, I don't know. I was just in space. And when I finally opened my eyes, all I remember is throwing up. And it's like, I wish I could like have something to lay out and show y'all. I'm like this laid out, and I was just doing like this, throwing up. And I was trying to open my eyes, but I couldn't. But when I first woke up, first off, I was in so much freaking pain. Like, I guess from them having me laying flat on my back on the operating table. I don't know if y'all seen my butt, but it's big. And laying flat on my back, I never lay flat directly on my back with my head straight back. Like, I have to have a pillow behind me or something, because that is very uncomfortable on my back. Like, laying flat on my back, it hurts very bad. Even like when I was doing yoga in school and stuff, that was one of my classes. Every time we had to lay flat, I could never do that. Like, I would have to like flip back and let my legs come up to let my back actually get flat. Because if not, it's like my butt is like a lump like this, and then my back is up here, and all that space, that hurts to lay like that for a long time. So I guess for me being stuck in that same position during surgery, plus that's how they had me in a freaking bed when I woke up, and I couldn't move. Like, I was moving my hands, but I couldn't, I don't know, I didn't feel like I could move my body. So I was in so much pain. I opened my eyes, and as soon as I really legit opened my eyes, I started throwing up. Y'all know how hard throwing up like contracts your stomach, just with your stomach being regular, like nothing wrong with you. Your stomach kind of be sore a little bit after you throw up hard. Just imagine that as soon as you wake up from surgery. And I don't think I had any kind of pain medicine, nothing. I didn't feel like I had anything in my system. I felt like they had just like punched me in my stomach 50 times with a freaking cow hoof or something, and just woke me up like, oh, how you doing? You back from surgery? How you feeling? Like, how you think I'm feeling? But anyway, so I don't even think the nurse was by my bed. And this nurse, she kind of pissed me off. And I'm going to tell y'all why. But first off, I'm fresh out of surgery. Where the hell is your ass at? You supposed to be watching me. Like, I could have choked off of that throw up. You know what I'm saying? Like, she should have been right there. Because once I started throwing up, I started hearing somebody yelling about get a towel, get a towel. And I just felt somebody jerk my head up and turn my head like that. And all I felt was just hot coming all down like this, and it just started coming down. It was on my side. I could feel it hot. And when I opened my eyes that first time, I could see the towel, and it looked orange. I guess the last thing I had drunk the night before surgery was a bottle of orange Gatorade. So that's probably what it was, probably that Gatorade. But I thought that would be digested by the end, because that was a whole 12 hours. I don't know. But anyway, so after that, I was knocked back out, and I kept coming in and out. And it was like at the end of my bed, I guess it must have been a big room, because I know it was a curtain right here. I remember it being a curtain, and it was open space, but I couldn't really see I couldn't pay attention enough to see what all was over there. But I know it was 2 chairs in front of me, because it was 2 people sitting down, but they looked like they was either nurses or techs or something like that. And one of them was sitting there just texting on her phone, and I was looking at her like, can you help me? Mind you, hold up. This is, first off, when the nurse came and she was standing next to me, I think this was after I threw up. It had to be after I threw up. I don't remember. But when she was standing there, I kept saying, my stomach, help, my stomach. That's the only thing I could remember saying was help and my stomach. And I was holding her hand. I wasn't squeezing it hard, but I was just holding her hand. Like, I felt like that was the only relief that I could have, was just human touch. Like, I needed somebody to just hold my hand while I was going through this pain. And I'm holding her hand. And do you know what this funky helper told me? You just had surgery, Miss Scott. That's why your stomach feels like that. I can't sit here and hold your hand. And she took her hand and walked off. I was like, I felt so bad, y'all. Like, I was already in so much pain and I couldn't verbalize to say, can I get pain medicine? And I seen two people sitting right here in front of me, and it was just like, do y'all see me here in pain? I guess probably I kept falling asleep and waking up, so they probably wasn't paying attention to me like that because I wasn't screaming and making a big scene or something like that. But I just felt like somebody should know that I am in excruciating pain right now. Can somebody please help me? Like, I felt so helpless. It was really bad. Like, that was a horrible feeling. And the fact for her to tell me, I can't sit here and hold your hand, like, logically thinking, okay, me being a nurse, I have multiple patients I have to go and check on. I don't know how many patients you have in recovery, but okay, that's understandable. I can't sit here all day and hold your hand. But don't tell me that. Just say, are you in pain? Like, ask me, figure it out. Why is it that I want to sit here and hold your hand? Like, I didn't like that. That was not compassionate at all. And yeah, being a nurse is not like babying people, but people are in pain, they hurting, they going through something hard. Like, you need to be compassionate. I did not like that at all. That really pissed me off. And then the fact they was sitting there in front of me freaking texting, and it's not their fault that I couldn't verbalize and say, hey, I need some pain medicine. But it was just really making me mad. Like, it's all these people here and nobody is helping me. I felt so alone, and I was like in so much freaking pain. It was bad, but whatever. So then I don't remember being rolled to my room from recovery. I guess I had fell back asleep. I remember getting in my room. I don't even remember them rolling me in my room, but I feel like as soon as my bed got there, I woke up, or the nurse woke me up or whatever, and she was like, hey, I'm blah, blah, blah. I don't remember none of their names. I barely can remember what these people look like. But soon as I woke up, like, I already knew that when you have all of that gas, you walking is going to be the best thing to help relieve the gas and get the gas moving around and all that. So as soon as I woke up in the room, I was like, I need to walk. Can we please walk? I want to walk because I got to get this gas off. I got to get the gas off. Please let me walk. So she was like, okay, well, you just got in the room, so I don't know if you'll be able to walk. How about we just get you up and you go to the restroom first, and then we see how you feel after that. She was like, well, she didn't say, like, we see how you feel after that. She was like, let's go to the restroom first, and then you can walk, which I feel like she knew, like, your ass is not finna walk nowhere. You finna walk right back to that damn bed because you too out of it right now. Y'all, when I tell you, I got to that bathroom, and when I sat on that toilet, I was just like, what the actual fuck did I get myself into? Like, why did I do this? Why did I do this? Why? Then, like, the freaking blood thinners made me come on to my cycle, or made me start bleeding or whatever, because I guess they thinned my blood out. I don't know. So I was like so distraught about that. And I was like, oh no. And she was like, oh my gosh, what happened? She ran in the bathroom. And then when she seen that I was just talking about that, she was like, oh, it's okay. You know, you have blood thinners, blah, blah, blah. All of the stress, the surgery can cause that to happen. You'll be okay. Bam. So I get up to go and I'm ready to walk. Soon as I stood up off that toilet, I was like, oh, hell no. Am I even going to be able to make it back to the bed? Let alone talking about walking down the hallway. I got my behind that bed so quick, and it was just like, I felt like I could not get comfortable. Like, it was just, and then the bed was broken because one of the cords wasn't connected in the bed. They didn't have it, so they had to get the engineering people to come out. He brought the cord and finally connected it, so the bed was able to, like, come up and down correctly or whatever. So for a while, I was kind of uncomfortable. They gave me the PCA pump. PCA is like, that stands for patient control analgesia, however you say the word, y'all know what I'm talking about. Patient control pain medicine, pretty much. So I had a morphine pump, so every 6 minutes I could press the button, and like, I think 1 milliliter of not saline, 1 milliliter of morphine would go into my IV or whatever. So I was pressing that button, and I felt like I would press it, and I felt like it had been 30 minutes, and I press it again, and it would be like, beep, 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 which means that ain't no medicine going. It ain't your 6 minutes up yet. And I was like, why? Like, why is it taking so long for 6 minutes? Like, it had to be 6 minutes. This 6 minutes can't be this long. And then I was like, kind of cooped over in the bed. I was uncomfortable, but once the bed got to working and I got pillows on both sides and I was able to turn a little bit, I had a pillow behind my neck, like I got comfortable in the bed, and I think she told me she was gonna come back at like I think I didn't get in my room till maybe 5. No, it was like 6 to 7, 6 o'clock maybe. I got in my room, and she told me she would come back at 9:20 to walk with me. I think this was, yeah, because I got there right before 7, because the nurse was like, oh, yeah, I might have got there like 5 something, because the first nurse was like, oh, I'm just here to admit you. Shift change is going to be at like 7 o'clock, so you won't be seeing me anymore. You know, it's a different nurse that's going to be with you tonight, blah, 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 whatever. So when that nurse came, she came and checked on me, and then she was like, okay, you want to walk? I'll come back at 9:20. Apparently, she came back. I was knocked out. I woke up at like 11 something. And so me and my godmama got up and walked. I was kind of salty too, because I was like, Auntie, she said she was coming back at 9:20 to walk with me. That line held for it's 11, blah, 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 whatever. And she was like, she did come and you was asleep, so she let you sleep. You need your rest. Don't be calling that lady no line held for blah, 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 whatever. So I was like, oh, my bad. I didn't know. So about 11:30 that night, I was feeling a lot better. And I got up and walked, and I got back in the bed, and I just kept pressing that pump. And throughout the night, the nurse had to keep coming in the room, because I guess I had done pressed that button so much. I don't know if it was from anesthesia still in my system or that morphine, but my blood pressure was low. It was like, well, low for me. It was like 190 something, and the lower part was like 50s and 60s kind of. And my blood pressure usually is 120s to 70 to 90 something on the bottom. So that was kind of getting a little bit low for me. And my respirations was low. I guess when I was sleeping, I wasn't breathing that much. So the breathing tube, well, what is it called? Nasal cannula that I had, theirs had a little piece that went down that like counted your respirations. So the machine kept going off because I wasn't breathing enough, I guess. So she would keep coming in there, you need to take deep breaths, make sure you're taking deep breaths. And I'm like, I'm asleep. How am I going to take deep breaths in my sleep? So I kept getting woke up like every couple hours from that. And then my IV fluids going out, all of that kind of stuff. So I kept getting woke up through the night. But honestly, usually me being waking up out my sleep, that would really piss me off, because I can't go back to sleep that fast. But I guess with all that medicine, I would be knocked right back out. And I was getting some good sleep. Like, I would be dead to the world, knocked out. So whatever medicine it was, it worked to like help me get my rest or whatever. But that was my day of surgery. And also another thing, I kind of had a reaction to the morphine. It had me itching. I was scratching like a crackhead. Like, I scratched to the point where I like broke through my skin, and I caused some bruises on my side in between one of my rows, and also right here. I scratched right here so much that it was like red spots. Like, I guess I broke capillaries up under here or something. I don't know, but it was like a lot of irritations and broken skin from me scratching so much. So they got me some Benadryl that night, or was it the next day? It was that same night I got some Benadryl. But yeah, that was all the day of surgery, everything I experienced. But after that, everything started looking up, stuff was progressing. And then also another thing, my throat hurt really bad because of that breathing tube. Like, I looked at my throat, and one of my tonsils, it wasn't swollen to like shutting my airway off, but my tonsil was red, and it didn't look like normal, because I look inside my throat. I know what my throat looks like when nothing is wrong with it. I know what it looks like when I have strep throat, when it's white spots on it and it's irritated and red and inflamed and all that. I know what that looked like. So I could tell that my throat wasn't normal. Then I had a couple red spots on the top of the roof of my mouth, where I'm pretty sure it was from them probably forcing the shit down my throat too hard and then scrape the roof of my mouth. So my throat was really sore and raw, and it hurt, and my mouth was dry. You can't drink anything, not even water, ice chips, nothing, the day of surgery. So that whole night, I had to just keep wetting these mouth swabs and rolling it inside the perimeter of my mouth and on my tongue and stuff to try to moisten my mouth a little bit. But that was it. I couldn't drink nothing. But once I was able to drink the next day, cold stuff hurt. Like, I didn't even want to drink that. I probably drunk chicken broth probably a good 2 days to try to calm it down. And also, gargling with salt water really helped to make my throat feel a lot better. But that was my experience from surgery, from what I can recollect. Then also, I forgot to add this. My friend was there with me. She was like, girl, when we came in the room, you were so out of it. Like, the only thing you just kept saying was my stomach. Mind you, I have my boobs pierced. So I made sure I told my mama, like, you got to remember to put these in when I come back because I don't want it to close up. So, mind you, I got on a hospital gown. She was like, girl, you had your whole gown up, your stomach out. She was like, yo, mama was like, you don't care, you got your monkey out, you ain't gonna cover your monkey up. Girl, I don't remember none of that. Like, then my friend was like, I guess we all saw that your magic shade worked. And I was like, oh my God. That is so embarrassing. Like, I'm kind of a free bird anyway. Like, I don't really care about being out in the open, but the fact that I don't really remember being out naked like that. And then she was like, yeah, girl, the nurse was in there, everybody was in the room, you did not care at all. And she was like, every time your mama kept pulling your gown down, you kept pulling it back up. She was like, you had your titties out, your stomach, your coochie, all that, you just did not care. And I don't remember that. I don't. But I thought it was funny. I thought that was really funny. But I don't know, I couldn't have been, I don't think I was hot. I don't know why I was doing that. I don't know. Don't ask me because I don't remember. But that's it. That was my whole experience from surgery. Looking back, I'm happy that I did it because I'm going to have awesome results. I feel fine now. Like, the pain is only temporary. Just prepare yourself that when you wake up from freaking surgery, if that's your first time having anesthesia, there's a chance that you will get sick. A lot of people throw up from anesthesia, so just be aware of that. And if you know that you throw up from anesthesia, tell them beforehand, like, can they give you something to try to prevent that. Also, if they give you morphine, you might get allergic reaction from that, so be prepared. Don't think that you just itching just because, like, no, in your mind, like, that's a side effect. Let me ask them for some Benadryl so I don't rip my freaking skin off. Then another thing, what else was I gonna say? Be prepared for your stomach to be very tight, because I didn't know that it would be that much, like, gas in my stomach. I didn't know that it would be that bad. So just be prepared for that stuff. Like, it'll be temporary. That one day after surgery, it'll be a couple hours where you feel like crap. But once you get that morphine in your system, you'll be straight. You'll be okay. You might be a little bit sore, but you'll be absolutely fine. It's not that bad. Like, in the moment of it, I felt like I would never do this again. But looking back on it, I definitely would. Like, we done went through a lot more worse stuff in your life than that. So you'll be okay. You can make it through. Don't let my experience scare you, but I'm going to tell y'all the truth of what really, really happened. So my video getting kind of long. I don't want to edit it. I want everything to be in the video. So I'm about to cut it right now and post it at 23 minutes. So thank y'all for watching. See you later.